Good morning, afternoon, evening. Whoa, that didn't do anything. Oh, I forgot it takes so long. And my camera's gone. Good start. Hey, everybody. Sorry, I gotta move my mic out of the way, and then I gotta click on this. I'm probably gonna have to tab out. There we go. Does that just look blown out to me? Maybe the camera just has to adjust. Hey, everybody. Hey, small Bert. Oh, it was a small one? There was a lack of Bert? I couldn't remember if that was the, like, non-Bert or the real Bert. Here, let's try again. Tell me if it, like, stutters up weird or not. It may just play normal. I can't tell. Like, you have to tell me. What do you think? Is there birding? Is it stuttering? It seems like it is. It seems like it is. That was pretty clean. Lag and slight Bert. It stutters, but not Bert. Okay, hold on. This is a dumb thing to spend, This is a dumb thing to spend my, the beginning of the stream on, but whatever. That's just the energy we're gonna roll with today. Give me a second. Oh, Christ. OBS. I think the problem with the one that Burts is that it's really, 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 really loud. You like that wallpaper? Oh, let me move this. There you go. Let me make it even worse for you. I can hold on. Okay, so this one I know will mess up, but it might be too loud. So, oh, and the timing might be off too. Oi. All right, well, let's try it out. Let's see what happens. Yeah, it's how did that work? Yeah, that it's still not the right one. That's a chunky one. Worst stutter? That's the point, right? Just lags, no Bert, just stutter. Ah, strange. Maybe OBS changed how it processes transitions or something. Let's try this one. How's that? How's that? Did we find it? Did we find the worst broken one? It's not the same as the old one. Yeah, I think it might just be OBS changes it. A little crunchy, but still less. I think that was the one. I think it adds to it. Still just lagging. Well, we'll see what happens. We'll see how it goes. We'll see. Maybe it'll settle into itself.
Didn't you already ask me that?
There we go. Clippy, thank you for the cheer. I'll take that one. Okay, a few small, barely audible Berts. Okay. Maybe if there's more of a load on the CPU, if like there's a game happening or motion that it has to encode video behind that happening, that might make it a little more birdie. All right, so I'm gonna source this one out to chat. I put this hoodie on because I was cold and now I'm hot. Damn it. Did you update your drivers? Maybe, probably. I usually try to keep things updated. Not necessarily on my stream. Anyway, does anyone have any opinion about this game's difficulty? How does this game scale? I'm gonna guess this is an easy-ass game, but at the same time, excuse me. At the same time, Assassin's Creed games aren't very fun, even when they're harder. Like, making games harder is interesting because it makes the mechanics matter. Like, you have to, you gotta like use your kit. You have to like learn how to attack at the right times. You gotta use your dodges correctly, like all that stuff, whenever you're ideally playing a game on a harder difficulty as opposed to just walking through the game.
Up pretty bad,
but I found a lot of Ubi games,
so you better go on
making them
me.
harder just makes the same gameplay take longer. It doesn't actually mean you have to like be better or play differently. It just extends the length of certain loops. So easy as pie because the Breath of the Wild mechanics, you can mix it up and make combat more fun. All right, hard it is. Delta, thank you for the extremely generous cheer. Okay. They even tell you. Great. Yeep. I would do hard. Still normal might be too easy for you. Likes difficult stuff. I do. I also, it feeds my ego a little bit, not gonna lie.
Wisest Athena, mighty Poseidon, the Earth-shaker, Zeus Artemis.
Alright, I'm trying to balance the audio, so I apologize
In the heart of a hummingbird. Pain,
if anything gets too loud.
all of them. I see you there. Come closer.
Help me!
I'm not going there.
Someone help! Someone!
None of these
Oh, that seems good. Clippy, thanks for the cheer again.
all the mortals are made in the bone workshop of fools. Jagged reflections from a broken mirror. Behold your god! This one killed 6 innocent children to satisfy her rage. They squabble, burn with jealousy, cheat, fight and murder. They're cruel, vindictive and selfish. And let the heel of Achilles, these weaknesses will be their undoing.
His overbite is pretty cute.
I have no such flaws. The rest have fallen. Only one stands between me and the rehabilitation of Olympus. Only the foulest, most arrogant, narrow-minded coxswain son of Kronos who trapped me beneath the earth. The one and only Zeus!
How I've missed you, Prometheus, my favorite cousin.
You chained me to this rock and fed my liver to an eagle.
Out of love.
Aha. You need my help. Typhon is free.
You once fought beside his allies, the Titans. Convince him to stand down.
It's not that simple. He is even blocking my ability to glimpse the future. I cannot see past him. Go on. Blast me.
I can't. He took my lightning. He took everything. Even the other gods are missing.
Look to the mortals.
That's done. Those evil, imbecilic, tasteless parasites were all turned to stone.
One of those evil parasites is about to save your royal ass.
My ass is safely lodged in the Aegean stables, and mortals will never be anything but a mistake.
Care to make a wager? If
Gods don't have nipples again.
my sin of stealing fire and ensuring their survival becomes a blessing.
It just occurred to me. I was thinking about that Star Trek clip.
Find your punishment unjust?
Gods don't have nipples. I don't know why.
Extreme. Do we have a deal?
Man, that means Aphrodite ain't got no nipples. That sucks.
Punishment and set you free. But if I win, you help me stop Typhon, whatever it takes.
Very well. Let the tale of Fenyx be my redemption.
Oh no, not one of your stories. How long is this going to...
Title card? Oh.
My tale begins at sea. A ship of soldiers returning from a faraway...
There's probably going to be a title card.
Their victory ambushed.
This is a good game. Good games have good late title cards.
The sea tossed and turned. Waves...
Also, 2 animation styles already.
The line between sky and sea all but vanished. The mountainous peaks of the waves descended into valleys nearly as deep as Tartarus.
You're really painting a picture here.
It's an art. Point is, the ship didn't stand a chance.
Hey, Board. Good to see you. Good to see you're hyped for that late title card.
Dawn. The sun rose on the few remaining survivors. The lowest ranked among them, a shield bearer who dreamt of battle. but had seen their
Wait,
skirmish.
don't tell me.
Hey, what's up, Julian? I have no idea what's going on, but I'm having a good time. Good. No need to question it then. Hell yeah. Actually, no, I want to be, well... Does anyone... Can you hear... Oh, you can hear the voices. Great.
Storm! Wake up!
The storm! Wake up! I have to wake up!
The storm! Wake up! I have to wake up!
Yeah, I think I'll go with that.
Body like this. Skin dark like olives.
Gosh.
Okay, not the green ones.
You look like a crappy DC character. Hi, I'm a superhero.
Bring it on.
I just look like a person. My skin's blue. Luckily, the hospital has good Wi-Fi, so I can catch a stream. Hey, freak. You're scaring me with statements like that. I'm gonna choose to believe you're visiting someone, or you are a doctor. Are you a surgeon?
Like me at the beach.
Yeah, that's a good vague post. Yeah, the voice acting I remember being really good. So I was invited to do a preview thing for this game, and this game has the sort of spark of originality and the freewheeling and quirky sense of humor that Ubisoft games used to have. Rayman is weird. Beyond Good and Evil, weird. A lot of Ubisoft internal games used to have that, like, just funky sensibility, and it's definitely gone away. Like the Splinter Cell games were humorless. Assassin's Creed has become, I don't even know what it is now, but I've missed that. I guess a lot of that was probably went into the South Park games that I realize I don't unfairly don't really associate with Ubisoft. I need to play. Did anyone play Fractured But Whole? I got through Stick of Truth and I was like, yeah, that was pretty good, but I didn't really feel like I needed more, you know? That's a pretty boy haircut. Yeah, we're gonna be pretty boy. I think we're gonna be pretty boy. Like 90s boy band. It's been a while. It's been a while since I played a pretty boy.
I see him clear as day.
Devon Sawa? Hell yeah. Well, the comedic legend cinematic work Idle Hands. We can recreate it.
Not a doer of deeds.
It was very good. Whole new battling system? Okay.
What an
Yeah, the battle system of
Fenyx. Sounds like the
Stick of
sound
Truth
gun
wasn't,
burners when it lights itself on
got-
fire, which would be ridiculous.
its complexity burned off pretty quickly.
I should write that down.
Oh, Fractured was an Obsidian.
Washed up on an
That's right.
shore. Phoenix.
I forgot Obsidian made the first one.
Locagos! Captain! Can anyone hear me? Looks like the only way off this beach is up that cliff.
Cool. It is sort of a wonder to behold. The kinds of animation and visuals that game engines can create on the fly now. This looks better than like pre-rendered cartoons did like 5 years ago. And it's like rendered on the fly. It's just so cool. You don't have double jump yet? Alright. That's another thing I really like. This game has like there is just an interesting and goofy sensibility sort of infused into everything. Like just the dude's run animation. Ha, ho, ha, ho, ha, ho, ha, ho, ha, ho. I like that like quick motion. It gives everything like a bouncy look. It's definitely a lot more jovial and interesting than like the more realistic attempts from like Assassin's Creed or Splinter Cell. Oh boy. Can you not? There we go. Oh! It's cartoony? Yeah. I guess that's exactly the way to describe. Yeah. I'm over intellectualizing it. It is cartoony. It's just I feel like it's been too long since games looked cartoony. Kind of miss it.
Saw his captain and fellow soldiers in the distance. Through a trick of the light, he could almost see them waving and calling to him.
Fenyx! Again! You may not be your brother Ligiron, but I will make something of you yet.
Hold my shield. Try not to drop it this time.
I didn't see you there.
Don't let them get to you. They're just jealous. It's not often someone has a brother like yours.
Localgos! Localgos, can you hear me? You've gone cold. What magic is this? Ligiron! Where are you, brother?
Doom Eternal gets it. More and more games are getting it.
Fenyx was vulnerable.
We went through this phase in games, and I think it.
I have to be calm.
Speaking broadly,
I have to follow
it
my
was
dream.
sort of this kind of edgy teen vibe, of like, no, we had cartoony games in the PS1 era and before that, because when you're dealing with low poly characters and you have like squish and stretch animation, it just makes sense to use that kind of style. It just plays better. The realistic looking games, you know, like Silent Hill or Metal Gear Solid, I guess those did kick off huge franchises, but visually it was difficult to convey a lot of that. Like Metal Gear even relied on codec conversations most of the time to convey their narrative. So I think once we hit PS2, I think it was like a lot of developers were, one, excited to tell more adult stories and make more adult games because now they had the like technology freedom to. And I think it kind of went overboard. I think the audience kind of fell too far. That like games like Call of Duty sort of hit and then kind of reinforced that nope, games are now about realistic gun shooting and that is it. So it's nice. It's nice. I feel like that has kind of run its course and we're sort of back now to well, maybe not back, but we've landed, I think, at actual variety, which is wonderful. Oh, that was the help message. Never mind.
My brother's sword! No!
Side scrollers are back? Yeah, there's some really good ones. NT Creates is out there just slaying the game. They made another Shantae. New Super Mario Brothers. I guess that's a re-release of a re-release. But Crash Bandicoot 4. There was another one that came out really recently that was
My hero,
yeah, Crash 4.
my North Star. I will bring you back. I swear it.
There was definitely a demand for more adult stuff, and apparently focus groups played a huge part. Younger kids didn't want to be the lame ones who chose the cartoony stuff. That makes total sense. Yeah, which you find these outliers in that window that did phenomenally well, like The Sims, because they were hitting or Nintendogs, you know, games that hit these niches that were just being completely ignored because everyone was chasing that young white male dollar.
Is something wrong with your voice?
I never got a sword. Just saying.
Fenyx looked up.
You can throw thunder, man. It's all right.
By the gods! Stay back!
Stealthy Panther, thanks for the prime.
For his first real fight.
Okay.
Fenyx felt his training come into focus.
It's pretty cool camera motion.
Should be able to survey the land from up there.
It's like a guaranteed derp shot every time you finish a fight. I don't know if it's going to go there, but I can definitely see it being like, as you level up, the like Gmod physics you put on the enemy go up and up and up. So eventually you're just like firing them off like Team Rocket style into the stratosphere. That would be awesome. Making them like bounce off of walls and trees and stuff. What do you think? The MLB The Show, a Sony title being developed for Xbox and other consoles now? Is that happening? Oh, that's great.
Besieged by challenge,
I guess Sony didn't want to pay for the MLB license anymore.
hero was determined to save his fellow soldiers and brother.
Boring! Can we skip this part?
That feels to me like Sony's circling its wagons a little bit.
The sense of atmosphere.
It is, thank you. Yeah, it feels a little bit like that's Sony deciding that they don't need to pay anyone for licenses anymore because their first-party stuff is selling so well. It's kind of a path I've seen a lot of companies go through where they license a thing, it does really, really well, and then they find ways to, like, get that same dollar, but without paying somebody for it. I think the one, I mean, I'm staring at a Ubisoft game now, so the way that Ubisoft sort of transitioned from Prince of Persia to Assassin's Creed was pretty chef's kiss, in my opinion. It's like, oh, you found a way to make the next-gen version of that game, but now you own it. You own everything about it. You don't got to cut checks to Jordan Mechner. I'm kind of surprised that they haven't tried to spin off their own Tom Clancy's thing, because they made so many Tom Clancy's games. I'm shocked that at some point they didn't just decide to make their own realistic combat warfare universe. No. This is Ron Nancy's Realistic Combat 5. It's different. Is that Prince of Persia remake still happening? Yeah, the Sands of Time remake? The HD? Let's be real, though. I mean, we are in HD re-release season. Although calling it HD makes no sense. It's always been HD for a while.
Meet you in person. Just don't tell anyone I'm speaking to you. I got in enough trouble for memorizing stories instead of tilling the soil back at home. And then the other soldiers? Well, they really don't appreciate a good story.
Cheat See Tuesday and Joint January? Hell yeah. Somebody actually, damn it. A world-class mind, a true high IQ individual suggested the most perfect thing. Oh shit. Oh. So, somebody suggested Weed Wednesday, and I was like, love the alliteration, but that's already Weeaboo Wednesday, which, speaking of, tomorrow's Weeaboo Wednesday. I was like, well, it's already taken. What can you do? And then the genius, the absolute mad lad, the galaxy brain, said, Weeaboo Wednesday. And I'm just like, shit, dog. If that's not the truth, I don't know what is.
What is this?
Yeah, Ma!
It smells like honey, and the first day of spring, and my first kiss, all rolled into one.
Fenyx got into the ambrosia too? Prometheus!
You worried, Zeus, about losing this bet?
Please, he can't use it anyway.
Yet.
There's got to be something good up here. I know it. The mind's eye is crying. Bro, my chakras have been blasted wide open. My spiritual energy is flowing freely. Oh, I guess I'm not supposed to come up here. How dare you? How dare you not reward every last exploratory impulse I have, video game? If this were Mario, there'd be coins up there. Just saying. I always like that. When games, like, just put a little acknowledgement of your interactive attempts. Mario games are fantastic at this. Just like coins popping out of every random thing. But to me it almost like an Easter egg hunt of like, you're like, hey, I wonder if something's here. And then it is, and you're like, ooh, somebody left a treat for me. That's always nice. It almost feels like getting a nice little letter. Control's good at this too? I never thought of this here. Control has a lot of little lore tucked around the areas, so it really does reward like exploration, I would say. Wonder if Sony being incentivized or nudged or forced to make MLB The Show for Xbox and Switch influenced Death Stranding and Horizon going to Windows. Maybe. So wait a minute. MLB The Show is made by a Sony studio? I thought they just licensed MLB.
Fenyx's destiny was becoming clear.
So far, all you have shown me is a mortal soldier who has fought one real battle, and Typhon grows stronger by the hour.
Horror Hokum?
Toy with me, Prometheus.
I'm glad you watched all that. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Shall be our salvation. For if he fails and Typhon defeats us, Zeus, king of gods, the world will fall to chaos.
Oh,
A temple of Apollo.
it's a first-party game. 2K has the exclusive license.
We undo this curse. A griffin? But they aren't real. Let me go! Help! Hey! I'll save you!
That's interesting then. I guess. All right. Here's the theory.
I'm
all right?
coming!
You have focus test data. You have sentiment reports.
Reach that rift.
What if you've got the data, right? You can see the release of Marvel Spider-Man, of The Last of Us, of Ghost of Tsushima. You can like see all the big exclusives, and you also see the spikes in like console sales. So for Sony, if their play is like, we do exclusives to sell consoles, it works great. They're very, very good at that. Then what makes sense to me, this is a heavy supposition, but maybe they saw that when they released MLB The Show, it didn't result in any kind of spike of PS4 consoles. My understanding is that MLB The Show sells pretty well, but if they can see that that is not a game that moves consoles, then keeping it exclusive doesn't really benefit them. You know what I mean? That's thinking about it like 100% logically, and I'm sure the situation's way more complicated than that. But that's a potential explanation. You could probably look up quarterly sales data for PlayStation consoles and see if there's any correlation there that would sort of like prove or disprove the theory. But that would be an example of like management at Sony looking at the numbers and being like, we're losing money. Like we're not gaining console sales, we're just losing platform sales. So why not? That's a theory. I don't know if it makes sense or not, but do you have the Adventure Time customization pack? I don't think I do, but it looks pretty cool. Jesus Christ. See items. That picture is great. The little face staring out. I guess that's what every person every like 25-year-old that cosplays Adventure Time, that's what they look like. Alright, while on far side, is this the feedback received by the Sean with the down. And then we probably sign an eyesight. Okay, that's an interesting way to do it. It's a less freeform version of using the Sheikah Slate to put pings in the world. Okay, so it still detects things you've already pinged. Got it. That's a pretty cool way to do that. That's a decent compromise between Breath of the Wild, which kind of gives you the tools, and explicitly having things marked that you just have to discover. There's still an element of agency there. You still have to find high ground. Or can you ping... Actually, this will decide whether or not this is an interesting mechanic. Do you have to have line of sight, or can you ping through a wall? Because if you can ping through a wall, then you can just sit on the ground and do it, and that's not very interesting. But I've always loved, and Ubisoft games got a little too religious about this loop, about, okay, you can ping through stuff. Oh, that's not. Okay, never mind. Shit. The thing I loved so much about Breath of the Wild was that the fast travel system and the traversal mechanics played into the sense of organic discovery. So you would fast travel to a tower. You'd be up there. You can look around with a Sheikah Slate. You can visually identify where you want to go. You can put a ping there, or a pin, and then you have to go there. You have to physically go there, and you get a little head start because you can glide off the top of the tower. That's a little more rooted in the mechanics rather than just like the things are there for you to find them, and all you have to do is just swivel your. It's kind of like, I think, kind of reminds me of mining in Mass Effect. That was fun though, so I can't complain. I actually kind of enjoyed it. The little Serena's like cookie clicker. I don't think that detracts much from fun levels. It doesn't for most people. My analysis is a little more academic, which is to say, you know, academic is the word I would use. Pretentious is the word other people might use.
A reminder of the heavy responsibility.
You gave him your blade? Oh, Achilles.
I meant to ask, Why exactly would you expect to receive a sword from Achilles?
Oh, as an offering. Just a routine offering from someone who gazed into your eyes and told you you were special. That's all. I left a rose on his breastplate. Got something in my eye. Keep going.
Oh, little guy. For me, I'm just always kind of fascinated between the exchange, like the guardrails. You know, think about it like bowling. Every game has bumpers. I'm always fascinated by how close to the middle of the lane they are. So something like that, like this would be a little more on rails than Breath of the Wild, but you still have to do it. That's a little different than just like.
Who's done this to you?
The other way is you get close to something on the minimap and it pings it for you, like Cyberpunk.
Fine.
Now that's more like it.
I thought the experimentation that Odyssey did with that was really fascinating. I think it got a little closer at providing the illusion that you were exploring and discovering, but even that was pretty on the rail. But it was something.
Shed by Typhon's minion.
Way better than being on
The gods
completely on
threw
rails.
himself to Fenyx, as if wanting to be forged into something greater.
There you go. You got it, Julian. Love it. We're getting big thoughts. It's called Immortals because it's about gods. But what's weird is, like, you're not a god. So. But there are two who are narrating the game. That's a really long parry window. Okay. That makes more sense. There's varying degrees of parry. There's a parry and a just parry. That I like. Why not reward precision? Yeah. There, oh. I dig this way more than the new AC and Watchdog titles. I gotta admit, I haven't played 2. The things that people have said about 2 interest me a great deal. And I actually liked 1 quite a bit. But boy, did that game have a case of the, like, edgy... It had edgy-itis, for sure. Which, you know, I love in particular doses. Yeah, everyone says 2 is better, that it's got more charisma and more personality. I don't know, sometimes that can get a little too hello fellow kids for me. And I'm not even one of the kids anymore, so...
I'm coming!
PC or console? I'm on PC right now.
I found your axe!
Fenyx approached the axe.
But,
It called to him.
boy, Legion just
Looks like the axe of Atalanta. That must be a copy.
rubbed me the wrong way. I have particular reactions to Legion, but I really didn't put enough time into it.
By a terrible force.
But that reminds me, it's a good time when I'm expressing undue negativity to say I actually got this game from Ubisoft. So hashtag free game, game provided.
No one?
Not hashtag ad. I'm not getting paid, but getting a free game is basically like getting paid.
On me! Come into my parlor, said the Cyclops to the sailor.
What do you think of Valhalla? I played the intro. Like, the intro... Expensive, big, bombastic video game sequences. Like, minimally interactive sequences. Your Uncharted sequences. Like, that stuff works on me. I like that stuff. In moderation, and as long as it knows what it is. And the intro to Valhalla is that, and it's pretty cool. So I played the first, like, 2 hours of Valhalla, which is, like, sort of the... cinematic intro that Ubisoft is actually getting really good at doing. And then it dumped me into the game and I immediately lost interest because I put a fair amount of time into Odyssey. I didn't even beat Odyssey. But yeah, once it just sort of like womp and it was like, oh, it's Odyssey now. I was just like, okay, well, that's that then. I want to go back to it, but I'm not convinced there's enough there yet. So I don't know. If you guys in chat can tell me the wonders of Valhalla, maybe it'll ping me up a little bit more. I'm on PC, Yipper. Yeah. But there's just so many other games to play that. Zing!
I won't lie, there were moments that dragged, but you really got me with that ending. Now, let's settle up. Time for you to help me against Typhon.
It's not over yet. Not by a long shot.
Love me a good early credits sequence. I think early credits is the new late title card. It's not. I just said that. I was lying. What's your take? I know it's very similar to Breath of the Wild. Is it too much of a knockoff? Immortals is what I'm talking about. Ghost?
What was this strange place?
I haven't played it enough to have a full answer for you.
Exactly where had Fenyx landed?
I think it's compared to Breath of the Wild because people stopped making games like Breath of the Wild. So everything seems like a Breath of the Wild, like Genshin Impact, this game. I think there's a pretty rich opportunity for like 3D open world platformers, which is essentially what they are. So I think there's enough. I think there's enough here to distinguish it from Breath of the Wild. Also, I read some reviews of this game that said the platforming was bad, and that makes no sense to me. I think the jumping in this game is actually pretty good. There's some cool stuff, like the way he raises his legs and then puts them back down. And it changes his shape that makes it very easy to track where he is. That there's like a Castlevania arc to the jump, especially with. Hold on a second.
Or very foolish. Let's see if you can meet my challenge, or if you will fall like all the others.
Who are you? Hello?
It looks floaty. I mean, it's sure. That doesn't mean it's bad though. Floatiness matches the animation style, like huh, ho, huh, ho. So it makes sense to be like huh, ho. Like the motion is quick, and then it hangs on the state that matters. That's kind of the way that that it works. But like the jump arc is really similar to me to like Castlevania, how you jump and then hover and then drop like a rock. That works super, super well in 3D platformers because it makes it really easy to tell where you are. It lets you you have a lot of air control, so if you jump there and you're like, nope, it's pretty easy to, it's really easy to put your mans where you want them. Now that said, I haven't played the whole game. Maybe the jumping gets aggravating at some point, but I find that this is going to be a weird take, but I have found critics just don't like jumping on things. They just don't. People don't like platforming. Because people complained about the platforming in Doom Eternal, and I thought it was fine. I thought it was fun. I thought it was better than walking down a hallway. At least I'm flipping on things and dashing and stuff. I'm doing something. Yeah, people weren't into it. People don't like jumping. It's weird. But then, like games like Celeste, everybody would be like, "Oh yes, that's a good one." Jumping in Immortals, boo. Jumping in Celeste, good. I think it's just like it's a phenomenon that I don't quite understand.
I can't see you yet, but I will.
I like platforming. Me too. Me too. But maybe that's just maybe that's a generational thing, just a bygone era.
What's this? Wings?
Fenyx ran his hands over them.
Celeste is amazing for more than one reason.
Pieces were missing.
Absolutely. There's a lot going on to Celeste, and it's actually an exceptional platformer on a mechanical level. So maybe that's it. Maybe it's just all the technique that goes into Celeste feels different than something like Immortals, which makes total sense to me.
Whoa! They actually work! Sort of.
But a lot of those same techniques are still present in 3D platformers.
Deadliest of hunters, swiftest of heroes.
Oh, I see what you mean, Hazar. Yeah. For Celeste, platforming is the main gameplay. For Eternal, it's not something they expected or wanted. Excellent point.
I need to stop drinking.
I guess when I think of Doom, I think about moving through the air and flying all over the place. So it made total sense to me, but I guess I can see it. Like the more common conception of Doom is that you are an angry demon-killing man who just kills all demons, and that doesn't necessarily include a bunch of jumping around on its surface. Okay, I gotta. Does hitting a shield interrupt your attack animation? It does. Okay, that's interesting. I like that. Huh. So it seems like if you attack a shield man by himself, it'll stagger you. But if you hit somebody who's not shielded, it won't. So that's generous. That's kind. That's the game doing me a solid. Guess you have to do a combo? Yeah, okay.
You're still standing? I sense something more in you.
A lot of jumping games after Assassin's Creed and Uncharted tried to feel like that. Games that feel different than that kind of jumping are different and therefore evil. Oh, yeah. So, Nitro, that's a good point. I remember when I first played Devil May Cry, I was like, what the fuck is going on with this jump? Because you go up and down like a rock, and you're not allowed to jump on things you see. It has to be like an explicit jumpable surface. So jumping in that game was for like secrets they explicitly wanted you to find. Or aside from that, it was just a combat toggle. You know, you're either on the ground or in the air, and that's really it. And that was the first game where I was like, I did not know jumping could be this way. And that's kind of the Uncharted style of jump. It's like when you hit jump, the game reverse calculates the animation based on where you're going, and you're just kind of along for the cinematic ride. Uncharted is not quite so locked in. Should be honest. Assassin's Creed a little bit more, but yeah. It's the attempt to try to make all that animation blending happen that makes jumping like really... I consider that floaty. Where you hit a button and it takes like a half a second for anything to happen because it's got to like change animations and blend it all. I much prefer this kind of game where it's a cartoon, so he can just leave the ground without having to wind up into the animation and delay the action. Mario was always really good at that. He's a little squish boy, so he can just rocket into the air immediately.
Power surged through Fenyx. It was too much for him to bear.
Ron, I see your good Christian copy pasta. I want to give you a warning. Everyone gets one. Everyone gets one copy pasta. And you've used yours. So, don't do it again. But you get your one.
That shouldn't be possible.
And yet, this is just the beginning.
Have I used my copy pasta? No, I think you got one, JC. Better make it good, though. Ron? Pushing your luck here. I can tell.
For now.
That stranger.
Zoloff, thank you for the prime.
Where did he go?
Swaleezy, thank you for the gift sub bomb.
Across the ancient bridge.
Appreciate you.
I wouldn't just strap on discarded junk. Who knows where those have been?
Many a night, Fenyx had told tales of a genius, an inventor named Daedalus, and his extraordinary wings. Perhaps someone copied their design, Fenyx mused.
So junk. Ooh, maybe it's cursed.
Crap, this is kind of addicting. It's deeply uncomfortable to do that holding in the stick, but oh my gosh, you can just like spam the E key and swing the mouse around. Yeah, like... Oh, there was another one. That's pretty wild. Whatever. It's like one per year, or have I already used mine? Maybe you'll just have to try. You just have to tempt the fates there, see what happens. Maybe I'll just be randomly timing people out. Maybe I'm just real saucy that way. Shouldn't have to hold the stick. You just hold it long enough for the switch that mode. Oh, okay, yeah, you're right. You're totally right. I don't know why I thought you had to hold it. I think I accidentally like double clicked it, so I went out of it. That's 2. That's technically 2. Although Yondo, I do like the Darth Plagueis the Wise copy pasta, so I'm gonna allow it. I'm gonna allow it for the quality of the copy pasta. There we go. Oh, okay, your wings also let you run. I was like, run animation, high kneeing it across the plains. Hip hip. Also, I love the way he tilts when you're running. It's like a tire. Can you cut grass to get the rupee? You can cut grass. I guess time will tell if that turns into a mechanic. Oh! So I cut grass to get mushroom. Getting there. Can we exchange our copy pasta credit for one obscene ASCII art piece? Not obscene, unfortunately. Listen, if it were up to me, I'd be all for it. I'd be fully encouraging of dongos, but that is unfortunately probably against Twitch terms of service, so I'm gonna play nice on that one. If you have PG-13 lewd ASCII.
I'm coming to help. Hold on.
If you can get an maybe an ASCII anime girl looking at me coyly.
Famous hero, not me. What am I going to do?
Here's the
Tartaros to sleep with storytelling?
here's the balance we'll strike. If you find an Agao ASCII art, I will look the other way. I will have plausible deniability, clearly. The irony is that you can't possibly have that. Okay, JC, not bad. That's pretty quality. Hold on, I got it. What am I looking at here? Oh, okay, yep, I see it. Nice, nice. Had to back up a little bit, Hermes, but well done. Should have... Damn it, I don't have any glasses over here. What? JC, is that a fall guy with big wobbly boobs? Digital Dawn, well done. That's pretty much it. Pretty much got it. It begins again. Everybody gets one. Will I get in trouble if it is? Maybe not. Those are pissed off chickens? What the fuck? Just, they run around all stupid. They like make the most annoying sound. That must have been a fun day in the VO booth. No, like more annoying now. Now we're getting somewhere. I can hear it. These are some dumbass cuckoos. I wonder if you beat enough of them up if a whole gang of angry roosters comes out and attacks you. Are we going to be that dead on with our Zelda? I hope so. That'd be a fun little reference, I think. Acknowledgement. Oh shit, that's a fire bear. Oh shit! Can't. I'm gonna kill it. I'm gonna do it. Gamer style. Ooh, still going, alright. Gonna have to keep a side eye on chat here to make sure nobody actually posts straight up porn. Lord knows people love porn. Especially on today, the weediest of days. Is that on cooldown? Why can't I... Oh! I get it. Okay. Potions are instant. Food items are not. Alright, I got it. Fuck! Ooh! It's a small blessing they let you dodge out of hit stun. Or, yeah. There's some things about this game that are very kind. When it comes to being a beat 'em up. Ooh! Nope. The tree was in the way. Ugh. Seems seeing some good copy pasta here. Yes. Weed Passover. Are you guys just like going to copy pasta websites now and finding the
which had been frozen into marble,
finding the real shit?
Sprung forth defiantly, bursting with life.
A lot of poetry.
JC, you already used yours.
Stick in their mouth.
Isn't that what the best poetry is about?
Oh, you did that one yourself? Nice board. Good call, good call. Amador, that might be the greatest copy pasta of all time.
A Gorgon?
It might be the A#1, the legend. Yeah. I know, but there's something I haven't used. Too bad. Too bad. You shouldn't have shot early. I didn't do that. You did. You gotta live with that. You gotta live with that consequence now. I do need to use the restroom though, so I'm just saying I won't be here. So you know, for the duration that I'm in the restroom, who knows what's gonna, you know, just saying. I don't know. So anyway, I'm gonna go use the restroom for a little bit. I'm just gonna look away here. I'll be right back. All right. Probably the best take for Kaon. They shred hard for Moe blobs.
Maybe if I sneak up on it.
Art. You're right. You ready? Still got... Nope, JC, you've used your one. I'm not kidding. Everyone gets one. Ah, the resub is allowed though. Yes, if I'm making money, everything's okay. That's the fundamental rule of the universe. Are we Metal Gear now? I've been playing a lot of Crosscode, which is, you know, an attack dodge game, so I'm gonna hit the wrong buttons occasionally. You're saving yours for the right moment? That's wise. Siles, that's very wise.
I've seen them in drawings. They can't be.
Ah, but they were. Heracles, mightiest of mortals, slayer of beasts, defied Hera and accomplished the impossible wearing those bracers. And now, they belong to Fenyx.
Through dumb luck.
Stop! Over here! Fight someone who's armed instead!
Wait. Ron should have run off quick after telling us about Jesus. He did what he had to do.
What are you doing there? That thing with your voice?
Heracles?
Yeah, that.
That is how it's supposed to be pronounced.
Seems like a lot of work, but it's your funeral.
Except I can't die.
Don't remind me.
By the gods! I feel like I could lift a mountain!
If only those bracers could move this one.
Hades alive! You two, get a room!
Yay! This is Breath of the Wild. Eh. Uh-oh. Ooh. This is getting complicated. Okay, here's an interesting thing to test about 3D action games. Will enemies attack you from off-screen? So, that was on screen still. There was an indicator, I think, of an enemy about to hit me. And usually if a game has indicators, they're pretty cool with enemies attacking you from off-screen. But there are some games, actually I think Devil May Cry is one of the first, where out of fairness' sake, if enemies are off-screen, they will not attack. Is there a stasis ability? I don't know. I don't remember. Trooper, that is also an effective copy pasta. There we go. Okay, yeah. Cha. Dun dun. Dun 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 dun. Damn it, I didn't want to break that. Well, it is what it is. That was kind of cool. Yep. You can't lock on. Alright. Tough but fair. I haven't gotten one of these stuns yet. Alright. How far into the game is this? Like 30 minutes, maybe? I guess more like an hour, but I've been playing slow. I've been taking my time, looking around, getting some secrets. I'm doing on this fine day. I'm doing pretty good, Yerby. How about yourself? Oh, that's right. I do remember thinking that, like, the game did have some fun traversal mechanics. Like, you can sprint into a double jump, into an air dash, to, like... And then I think it has glide, too. So you can stack up these movement texts to kind of extend your movement through the world. It feels cool. I kind of like that stuff. When jumps are kind of spread out so you can do little fancy things to save yourself some time. I don't think I have it all yet, but... And then it's all gated by the stamina system. So you can't just, like, do whatever you want. I don't know what yellow crystals are for. You missed a chest? How dare you? Suggest that. Oh. They upgrade potions? Alright. Not sponsored by an energy drink that shall not be named? No. In this stream, we drink clean, beautiful, clean burning G Fuel. That's what we drink here. Also, they sponsor me too, so... Yeah, you do get stuff for chopping down trees. I don't know what the blue bits are for, but they basically are currency. So, yep. You chop grass to get stuff. What do you want me to do here? Is it under? Yeep. Gotta order more G Fuel. We all gotta order more G Fuel. Looks like a block puzzle. What do mine eyes perceive? But a block, and me with the ability to manipulate the position of blocks so easily. It's even got the Zelda sound. Oops! Ooh, wrong button. There we go.
If he fell into that vault, I'll save you! I promise! G Fuels for the G's. It's true. Gotta crank it to get chugged.
So
Penny Arcade joke. I read Penny Arcade all the time back in the day. I fell off. I should spend one of these afternoons like reading through all of Penny Arcade, I think. I think it's a time capsule for games culture at this point.
Sight of the fact that he was getting ever closer to the Temple of Apollo and a solution to the terrible curse inflicted upon his brother and fellow soldiers.
Oh yes. Remind me to erase my own faults with narration. Zeus, truly a good person, murdered his first wife by getting her to turn into a fly and then ate her.
Wait, that's what happened to Metis? I thought she was visiting her sister in Babylon. Oops.
Oops. Yeah, Zeus is a cool guy. Hey, what's up, gooses? Hello, y'all. Welcome to the, we're having an elegant, cultured time in chat here. It's THC Tuesday, so we're taking it a little loose. We're getting a little... What's with these accents? I assume they're Greek. Yeah. What do I know, man? I'm a dumb idiot American. I just want you guys to know, this is important, because I enforce the rules very stringently around here. Very stringently. Oh, Ferret King, thank you for the 10 gifts. Very stringently, as I was saying. Thank you very much. Sorry, I got distracted. Everyone in chat, everyone, gets one and only one copy pasta. That's it. So if you want to come in here with your fun copy pastas of your military snipers and your Harry Potters and your ASCII arts, well, we don't tolerate that around here. Everybody just gets one. Gaff, there it was. So be careful. Be careful. Oh, you can push it. Idiot. Zelda, baby. JC, you have indeed used your copy pasta. Yes, and has been consumed. Let this be a lesson for next time. You can't be so impulsive about it. You can't just hip fire the copy pasta like that. One per stream. We'll say one per TH Tuesday. I'm gonna workshop that brand a little bit. It's gonna be tough to move those shirts. What is a copy pasta? Ah, stabilize. It's a unique phenomenon that happens in text chat. Basically, there's like a whole paragraph of text that's like mild in trollability, but kind of viral. It just invites people to copy and paste it again. So copy pasta. It was from the like era of the internet. You know what I realize now? It's kind of similar to like that weird rhyming British slang. People would say sauce instead of source. It was just a weird thing where like, yeah, people would just make up words for shit. It's like big mid-2000s internet culture. Where do I go to get this pasta? Pretty hungry dog? Well, I don't know. Certainly not in this chat, that's for sure. With our very stringent, always upheld, never violated rule. You will not be feasting here tonight. No. Can we do it just whenever? I mean, I would encourage you to choose your time surgically. But, this is America. We're free. Unless you're trying to do more than one copy pasta. And then I will put you in Twitch jail. Immediately. Tamo, that's a new one. I like that song, though. I remember really liking that song as a kid. I don't know why. Like, when I was 3. Just super infatuated with that dumb song.
Building power requires more than deft footwork, little one.
I remember singing it while I was like splashing around in a bathtub with my stupid sausage hands.
Show yourself.
You know, kids have little like weird hot dog arms. Is it weird that I kind of remember having hot dog arms? Like, I remember having weird little, like popsicle stick appendages and being like, what's going on with these things? And not really knowing, like, I remember specifically being confused about motor skills. Like, sending impulses to my hands that just like, started freaking out. I'm like, what is this thing attached to my body? I still have hot dog arms. Some of us never outgrow our hot dog phase. I have no memory of that time. Maybe... Well, it's my brain telling me that I remember it, so who knows? You know, who knows if I just filled in that gap with some dream or impulse or emotion, but I seem to remember it. You might have a good memory. I remember feelings. I'm horrible with dates. I'm horrible with like echolocating things in time. Horrible with it. But I can remember feelings. I can remember. Oh, that's neat. There's like a toxic gas that saps your endurance away, so you can't just fly out of the arena or jump around and like float. Redden. That's a good pasta. That's a good one. But that's the one. That's it. That's all you get. Better not be another one. Oh, I wasn't even looking. I don't know why I was running around like an idiot. Oh.
Two of the targets seemed easy enough to hit, but the third would require the focus of a master archer.
Forget it! Kids today play seashells. They skip rocks, stare at the wall. You know, they're hyperactive.
This from the god who thinks a week constitutes a long-term relationship.
Keep that steady hand, little one, and you might just survive.
Did you just start? I just started, Captain Freud. I'm like hour and change in. I'm still doing the tutorial stuff. Like never got wings? Yeah, I guess the glider is the closest you got, huh? Timo, thank you very much for the sub. Hope I'm saying your name right, by the way. Oh, Farley, thank you for the raid as well. New! I actually never played Heavenly Sword. Which sucks because I really like Ninja Theory. I should go back and check it out. I feel like, from what I've heard, it feels like Heavenly Sword was kind of the precursor to Hellblade. A pretty linear, vaguely action, vaguely puzzle game that was more about the ride than like the mechanics. But it sounds like Heavenly Blade didn't really have like any kind of interesting meta layer to the story.
Armed with the agility
it was just like pure fantasy, right?
Speed of Atalanta, the wits of Odysseus, and the strength of Heracles, Fenyx was ready to face whatever the future had in store.
That's it? That's all he has going for him?
Can I get a shout out to Christina Applegate? Sure. Shout outs to Christina Applegate. Actually just watched a movie that had Christina Applegate in it. It was really good.
I'm nearly at the oracle.
Oh wait, I just did that.
To save his comrades and brother.
Hey, what's up, Witchhunter?
Fenyx is resolved.
Did you play Bravely Default? I did. I did. It got so time consuming. Like the battles in that game take too long. I also thought it was weird. Like I was tens of hours into that game, and there were enemies that had like weaknesses to elements I still hadn't found, like at all. I kept finding like enemies that are like, this one's weak to water, and I'm like, I don't fucking have water. Where is it? It just felt weird to me that like even at the 20-hour mark, I still didn't have the basic tools to like use the weakness system and the like default system properly. It felt like I was missing something the whole time. It felt very weird. It felt like I was always like playing with a half deck in that game. So, I don't know if anyone else had that feeling too, or if I genuinely missed something. I still don't know to this day. Blips asks, how is the gameplay so smooth versus what we're actually seeing? Oh, sorry. Fuck, you got me. You got me. Like the YouTube videos and stuff like that of gameplay, in the sense that the kids are at home watching, and the gameplay, they're saying, wow, you know, like this looks really smooth. This looks really easy. How are you guys matching that same quality of game to Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare? The sad thing is, it's actually a good question. It's just poor Bruce's brain was like a fried egg. Oh, I've never worked at Gamescom or like done the flight and then worked a convention jet lagged. Never had that experience. Yeah, I imagine I would have done things far more embarrassing.
Fenyx saw the minions of Typhon had cornered the stranger, leaving no escape.
What? Gamescom is weird.
Especially as an American.
Why is it American?
Just because it's... As usual, we think that, like, all of our conventions are always, like, the biggest and the loudest and everything else. And
Hell yeah. USA number 1.
Yeah.
Always.
And then you go to Gamescom and it's like 3 times bigger and it's louder and it's everything, and you're just like, there's just so many things that are going on, and you're in a room with a booth that has a tank in it, and it's not, and that's not the biggest thing in the room. That's not the biggest thing in the room. It's a fucking tank, and that's not the biggest thing in the room. And you're like, could you imagine there's a fucking tank on the floor of PAX? Like, that shit wouldn't happen. But that fucking happens at Gamescom, and like, you can take a train around the entirety of the like huge city block that just houses Gamescom. And it's also like muggy summer, and it's a very interesting smell that exists like everywhere, and it's mixed in with all the different like stands that smell or that sell different versions of wurst. So there's like currywurst stands, and there's just all these, and it's just like all of these things that you're like, this is the strangest thing that I've experienced, and it's very, very intense. And also the rules in general, like, you have a mature game, can't be viewed by the general floor, has to be behind a blackout curtain or behind a particular space. So like, it has to be behind a wall, so people can't actually see it, and then they have to wait in line. And then the amount of trash, that's the other thing. Just the amount of, the sea of garbage that exists on the floor after a day of Gamescom is still one of the weirdest sights that I've ever seen. Like, it's like you see like pictures like after scenes of like protests or like riots, and there's just shit everywhere. That is what the floor of an inside of a convention hall looks like. It's just garbage everywhere, and then everybody tries to take everything. Like on that last day, and I know that I've said this before on your stream, but I saw a woman go up to a dude and be like, but I really like this shirt, can I have this shirt? And the guy's like, okay, and then he took off his shirt and he gave it to her. And I was like, wait, did that just happen? Like, you don't necessarily see that in the US, but then also as we were like packing up our stuff, some people coming up and going, can I have that sign? And I'm like, no, you can't have that, like, no, that's our sign. Like, we're packing that up and taking it back to America. Like, it's not a sign that you can take home, but people will take anything. Can I have this? Can I have that? Can I have that? And I'm like, no, you can't. Like, it's weird, the shit that they will ask for. And still the weirdest thing was somebody asking for the drink I was drinking because they wanted the can. And I was just like, I'm drinking it. I'm in the middle of drinking this can. And I was just like, but you are a good player, and I want to take this. And I'm like, you want my can? The can I'm drinking. Like, I was just like really confused, and I'm like, is this a language thing that I'm not understanding? No, he wanted my can, so I chugged my drink and then gave him my can. And I'm like, okay, like that. There's no way that I would be giving my trash to people. Like, people at PAX would be fighting to get trash from a booth. So it's a whole other unique experience that I feel like if people can experience it and go to it, and especially even like, I mean, most game devs don't get to, especially US, because it's like, it's expensive. You can't send a whole team, or if your company's big enough, usually your European team are the ones that are there. But then they don't get to experience US events, so that's like a whole other thing. Like, I've definitely had European counterparts be like, oh, like, these are cute. Like, like, consider our events cute. Because they're like, oh, have you been to Gamescom? And I was like, yeah, I've been to Gamescom. I've definitely experienced that. And like the opening of the doors again, even BlizzCon, where it was just like, the sheer massive people, I was like, no, I've been to Gamescom. This is nothing. This is a lot of people, but like, you can get around. It's fine. You can deal with this. Gamescom is also the only place I almost slipped on a banana peel twice. Like, fucking legitimately slipped on a banana peel. And I had to like catch myself. And then I looked at the ground and I saw it was a banana peel. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? It was a banana peel?
It's real.
Like, what is this? What is happening?
It happens.
I'm like, yeah. Or the party that they have for the volunteers that work the floor. Which this is true. This has happened. Brandon.
You're going into so many stories.
Well, because I love this story with Brandon Winfrey, because we went for Sunset Overdrive. We went as a group over into the Sony booth area, because Sony has their own entire airplane hangar for their booth. Just like Microsoft basically has their own airplane hangar for their booth. And they're like kind of on opposite ends of the city block for Gamescom. And they have a party, like the second to last night of Gamescom.
Mm-hmm.
So not on the last night. Seems like a mistake, because they serve beer. And there's just beer everywhere. Once it hits like 2 p.m., everything is beer. Like all of a sudden it's just like trays of beer. You can't escape it. It's all beer. Different variations of beer. Lots of beer.
Is that just because it's an event, or is that just every day?
I think it's mostly like every day. Like, I mean, you go to restaurants and it's the same thing too, right? Like it's definitely the thing of like, you can't get ice. You have to ask for ice. People look at you like, are you fucking ice? What is this? You're like, I want ice. Like ice water. Like ice water. Like they look at you like, did you grow a third eye? Like you're like, I just want ice. Why is this drink lukewarm? I want it cold. No, it's just not really like, it's not as big of a thing. Like not here, like where ice is just, it's in your water when it's brought to you.
You heard the word Gamescom, and now you're talking about ice.
Well, okay, so this party.
I think you're losing focus a little bit, still.
This party.
All right.
We went as a group. It's all of the people. They're all drinking, and you walk in, and everybody, like, you look at the floor, and the floor is littered with bottles, because they actually are serving beer in glass bottles.
People just put the bottle down and walk away?
Yeah, it's just bottles. It's
cool.
just empty bottles all over the floor. And they tried to tell you for the party, if you want another drink, you have to take the empty bottle to the bar and hand in the empty bottle so you can get another drink. Which didn't work. Didn't matter. There's just like, you were like kicking bottles like out of the way, like all you could hear was clinking, because people were like kicking, and they're playing really loud techno music, like super loud, because then people are dancing and you hear clinks like all over because people are kicking the bottles. And then I'll never forget, Brandon got a drink, came over to where our group was, and he was like, I just saw the weirdest fucking thing. And I was like, what? It's like, I saw what looked like may have been a teenage girl holding a beer. She took a sip of it, didn't like it, and just poured it on the carpet, because it was carpeted in this hall, and she just poured it completely out on the carpet, turned around, and then went and got another beer. And he was like, what the fuck? Like, I've never, like, he's like, what? Like, is this what happens here? Although I told you that trip I had to watch Brandon a lot. I was very concerned that he would just get hauled away or disappear somewhere. Like,
Steph, why are you telling me about Brandon now?
because he was that. I'm reminded of the fact that he just kept going to places. I'd be like, where's Brandon? And then I'd find somebody talking to him, and I'd be like, who are you talking to? What is going on here? Because, like, even at one point we went to an ATM, and like some dude came up to him, and Brandon's like, no, and the guy's all, what the fuck's your problem? And I was like, this man is trying to fight Brandon, and I'm like, I'm trying to not get Brandon arrested in Germany, and I don't know what's going on, and I don't know why, but people just love to fuck with Brandon, and I was like always constantly concerned. I'm like, he's so tiny. We must protect him. He's so fragile and tiny, and I have to worry about him.
All right.
But yes.
Well, no one knows who Brandon is, so I'm sorry. I'm going to like interrupt there.
Well, I'm like, well, if they ever played Sunset, they would.
All right. If you played Sunset, you know who Brandon is. Okay. There's a video game here. Yeah, you know Brandon. Is Brandon okay? I assume so.
Greatest battle yet.
Oh, I hope the stranger dies.
He didn't get beat up in Germany, at least. Mikoi's. Excellent. Yeah, classic Brandon. That's good pasta there. Al dente. That's how I describe that. Wrong button. I've forgotten how to play. Next time you need to point the mic towards her? No. It's not a segment. And just pointing the mic towards her wouldn't help. It's not that kind of mic. Ooh. Need a Steph mic in the hallway? Nah. You guys don't need more access into my life. Unless it's a, I'm okay with interior body cams. If I could swallow a webcam or something, that's what I'm thinking about. Less outside, more inside. Start thinking about that. Ooh. Will I fulfill my parasocial needs? Well, I have a variety of body pillows on sale. Yeah, stomach cam. You don't see it on Twitch. Name me one streamer that's brave enough to show you their internal organs. Name me one. You can't. It's only me.
It's over. You can come out.
People want to know if Brandon's okay.
I'm good.
Oh, Brandon's fine.
There's nothing to worry about. If I had wanted to hurt you, I could just as easily come and stab you back there.
But I have a lot of tails. But I feel bad.
Steph has a lot of tails. King, that's an interesting point.
I'm going to go.
Fenyx.
Unique name.
Oh, what if you discover a tumor and save my life?
Assistance, Fenyx.
Ooh.
Nice bracelets.
That would be a Twitch first for real.
I'm on my way to the Temple of Apollo to see the Oracle.
Me too. Ha! It's right over there.
Molar cam?
Great. I can use all the help I can get. We should go together. Hey, where did you go?
You got me thinking. What if you got like a mic implant in like your vocal cords or something?
Little thief.
So
I saved you.
You could have like a Bluetooth microphone or something so you can just kind of patch your voice into any device. That'd be crazy. That would make
I know how you feel.
I would make like recording
Everything you can for them, and then they betray you. What's up with that? Who designed that entrance? A circus performer? A magician?
I don't know. Aren't mortals wonderful?
That'd be sweet until it breaks or needs charging. That's a good point. I guess you'd have to service it like anything else, yeah? Microphones break. Huh. Just thinking about that. It's boy, is it a pain in the ass. Doing audio, which sorry, I should explain my my flippant reply. My utter refusal to add a hall mic is less about denying access to my private life and more about the fact that balancing audio sucks. You guys might recall I did try to put another mic in this room to capture Steph, and it didn't go well. There's certain problems, technical issues with the way that OBS and Windows like bring in audio sources. So it's like it's a weird thing to think about. You can talk into one mic and the echo will come through the other mic at a different time. Okay. You can just delay that mic so that the echo from mic 1 is overlapped with the audio from mic 2. And if you're 100% on beat, you won't hear an echo. It'll just sound louder. It'll sound like you're in a big room. A problem is the echo from mic 1 into mic 2 then gets off. So there's really no way to balance the two. Yeah, she just needs a wireless lav. Yeah. Those are hundreds of dollars. That's all we need. Wireless lavs are also not good because the static gets on the line pretty easily. And when static gets into audio, if your mic is balanced properly, your mic is like at -30 or whatever. But if a spike, if like a crackle gets into that, it's thunderously loud and incredibly distracting. So that's annoying. There are just not a whole lot of great solutions to have multiple mics people in a room. You're right about the lavalier mic. The ultimate solution is to have everyone on an isolated lavalier mic. And that's expensive. It's a lot of wires. There's some boom mics that can isolate audio pretty well. Or rather capture a room in totality really well.
Step forward.
But you have to be in an area for it.
The mysteries I have to offer are as infinite as the grains of sand scattered across the floor. What is your question?
Oh, wise oracle. How do I reverse the curse and turn everyone back from stone?
Wow. That's a real question. I don't know. It's a mystery.
Would a physical mix board with a single input to the PC work? No, because that just mixes down all the overlapped microphones into one input. So all the echoes and stuff just get baked into one input. There are some mix boards that are smart about
I'm just the priest.
the inputs they're getting,
The oracle here turned to stone.
and will remove that echo.
Here is something else. Do you think sand?
Wish I could say I'm doing well. Full Metal Ninja says, wish I could say I'm doing well, but I had to put my dog down last week because she had cancer. I'm very, very sorry to hear that.
Have you seen a little guy with
This timing is not appropriate. These are dumb jokes, but sorry to hear that.
What's so funny?
You said the goat twice, but you still haven't laughed.
Yeah, Nerdy Paragon. This is why I chose this game for THC Tuesday. But yeah, Full Metal Ninja. It's kind of empty words, but try to focus on the happiness that your dog gave you. And she would definitely want you to remember that and experience that happiness now. So she can continue to do that if you hold that inside and remind yourself of it. That's tough, though. It's real tough.
Line is not father of your kin. A mountain crowned with flowing locks is how you win. The monster shambles, hungry for immortal flaws. The true hero owns them all, stolen from the beast's jaws. With the winged herald's aid, go on the attack, and sooner than later, change them all back. A pearl in rough seas, forge fires lit, a wise child convinced, a feather's weight of wit. Eldest of Thetis, father overthrown, hero on high, it's time for you to come home.
Oh, now that was a prophecy.
What was? Isn't it weird how prophecy ends with I see? But in this case I don't?
Dude.
Stop! Thief!
You can have these bracelets back. You're going to need them where you're going. Come with me.
No!
Look, I'm sorry about stealing from you. It's just something I do. It's kind of a problem. So, we good?
Not even remotely.
I needed an offering for the Oracle. I thought you were a nobody, and I didn't like your face. But that's all behind us now. We have to go.
Didn't like my...
I picked the prettiest face. Yeah, Ninja, I like this game style too. It's fun.
We don't have much time.
It's just like an edgy teenager cartoon.
Ooh. I have just a ticket for you to make it to the mainland.
Aren't you playing Genshin Impact? The writing and acting in this game is amazing.
These?
Yeah, Genshin's... There's a lot of lore in Genshin, but the story didn't hasn't really grabbed me.
Find the other piece.
What do you mean, fly?
I actually don't know what Genshin Impact is about.
After that, we need a jar stolen from
Like,
Aeolus.
somebody's doing some bad things?
It's in there?
I'll go begin the
I think.
preparations. Meet me at the top of the observatory with the jar.
I don't understand.
You're in grave danger. Help me help you.
Hey, what's up, Austin?
But about what you said earlier,
Good to see you.
and you're gone.
Yeah, Genshin has a lot of story,
Okay.
but it's all like crammed into lore entries for the individual characters, I feel like. I haven't played it in a beat, so I may be inaccurate about where the lore is located. I gotta be careful when I'm talking about things like Genshin Impact. If I'm not factually on point about these anime girls, people are gonna let me know. Justifiably. Creamy TV, that's wonderful copy pasta. Well done. Gonna start putting sticky notes on my monitor to remember to help me remember to do things. Yeah, whatever works.
But the light of
Do-
the stars helped show the way.
Sometimes I feel like people could find solutions that work for them, but they get hung up on like, bless you, on like feeling weird or thinking that that's like strange. Who cares, man? If it if something like helps you operate, then use it. I use a task tracking app called Todoist. It's pretty good. It's got some quirks. It's sort of intends for you to use it in a certain way. And if you want to try to go around that, it can be a little awkward, but that's pretty good. It just gives me like, I found that I was getting into a pattern where I would be in the middle of doing something, and while I was in the middle of doing that, I would think about other things I needed to do. And if I finished what I was doing and didn't task switch, then I would forget about that thing that I'd remembered that I needed to do. So then I was like, okay, fine, screw it. I'll start doing something, and if I think about something else that I also need to do, I'll switch and do that. And then like the fact that something is half done will remind me to go back and do it. And that worked for a while, but it wasn't very efficient. Because task switching is rough. Like you lose a little time to like remembering what you're supposed to do, remembering how to do it. So now the trick I'm on is to if I'm in the middle of doing something, I have my task tracker open and I'll just write it down. And then when I'm done doing the thing I'm doing, then I go back to the list and pick the next most important thing. So, you know, it involves a little bit of time managing the list and remembering to write things down, but it's been working pretty well for me so far. Sometimes the thing is, there are things on the list I just don't want to do, and I'm just like, and then it just stares at you, just looking at you. You need to do this. There was I guess the moral of the story was that I spent a long time not wanting to experiment with the way that I tracked objectives because I convinced myself that I should be able to hold it all in my head. I was like, I don't want to. No, I just need to try hard. You know that it's dumb. It's dumb. It's weird how you can do that stupid thing, but you don't even know you're doing it until you start to look at things from another angle. So anyway, that's my story. Todoist is what I use. There might be a better one now that I think about it. There's a lot of arbitrary keyboard shortcuts. Maybe you can rebind them. Might help. This being hard, you haven't gotten bodied yet? Sorry to say, I'm a professional gamer. I've also just played a fair amount of these kinds of games. ADHD is a bitch. Yeah, I can't. Unfortunately, I don't think I can comment on that. I do wish, I've said this before in other ways, but it would be nice for my own curiosity, but for the sake of like empathy, it would be nice to be able to experience ADHD for a day. And I know that people who have it are like, why would you ever say that? I just want to, I don't know. The one thing you can never do in this life is be inside someone else's mind. That you can live someone's life to a degree. You can even like, you can look like someone else and then see what that's like. But you can never crawl into someone's brain and feel what that feels like. So I guess that's part of it. Just being like, it's the one thing you can't compare notes on, really. Or maybe we just don't have a good vocabulary for it. Don't wish that. It sucks ass. Yeah. It sounds like it does. I don't wish it because I think it'll be a positive experience. But sometimes I seek out negative experiences because I think they give perspective. The way you describe tracking tasks reminds me of my own ADHD. Really? Huh. Since it's overdiagnosed, people look at it like you're the same kind as people who don't have it. Like, just try harder. My blank friend has ADHD and they're fine. Yeah, that stuff is... False comparisons are a real tragedy. It's like, you can understand why people do it, but it seems like it should... It seems like we should be overdoing that kind of thing by now. We know better, I guess, is how it feels. I would give any amount of anything to not have ADHD. So is it... Well, I won't get into it. Sorry, someone was asking, are you really 420 right now? Vape, smoke, or eat? Vape and eat today. Oop. Oop, damn it. Okay, just hold the right trigger. Alright. Oh, shit. Alright. Gonna reset. Oh, there were two. What is my idiot ass doing? Although that's pretty cool. They kind of make it so... That's smart, actually. So, that's really cool game design. You hit the reset button. Actually, let me try something. Okay. I do like the... Like, there's a giant glow where the boxes pop out, which kind of reminds you that they're there. I was gonna say, like... I thought that the reset button forced you to look in a certain way, which would actually be pretty smart. You can sort of give people visual hints. Hey, what's up, King Egg? It's good to see you. ADHD is more than just has trouble completing homework because homework fucking sucks. Yeah, my, I guess I've never read up much on it, but it's just like when thoughts force their way in, is what it, I guess, the closest approximation I could describe, having not felt it. ADHD is fucking weird, I'll tell you. Man. This might be an obvious question, but I'm gonna ask it anyway. If there were like, if you could flip a switch and not have it, would everyone universally want to do that? ADHD is kind of like Tourette's, but just your thoughts. Okay, okay. Got an all caps yes. I wouldn't, says Leon. Interesting. Also no? Huh. My parents would. ADHD is sitting at your desk with nothing but an open book in front of you, yelling at yourself to do your homework in your head for hours while never actually putting pen to paper. I feel locked in my own mind where there is an unfun task ahead of me because of how hyper-avoidant I am to unfun tasks. Like you send the command, but your brain just thinks about something else. Just kind of refuses. Nope. Instead of do that boring thing, we're gonna look at this now. We're gonna click this pen a lot for no reason, because that's more interesting. Huh. Leg and knee jitters? I get those, but I always just assumed it was a nervous habit. One of the hardest things to explain about it is the lack of impulse control. It's hard to explain why I do or say something when I don't want it without it sounding like an excuse. I understand that. I understand that dynamic. That's the sort of thing where if somebody doesn't live through that, it's crappy, but on a certain level you can understand why somebody's crappy about it. If they're truly like, if I haven't experienced it, that's not the way it goes. And that's the sort of thing where, like, if you could get into somebody's head for just a minute and be like, oh my god, this is what it's like for you, it would just revolutionize, I think, the way people treat each other sometimes. But of course, you know, whatever. You can't do it, so here we are. Kimmy, thank you for the subs. I'm doing well. I'm doing well. I am.
Were they safe in Argos? Had they too been transformed? Fenyx couldn't help.
A huge monster appeared.
Nice, that's good storytelling.
It's ginormous, but Fenyx just laughed.
Nitro says, weirdly, no, I wouldn't. As much as it sometimes sucks, I think it provides me a unique perspective. I think my hyperfixations have made me happier than I would be without them.
Oh, oh, it's perfect.
It's so tiny.
The adorable monster was ever so playful. Everything he had prayed for, to take his mind off his worries. It was a gift from Olympus he would treasure forever. Deep within his vulnerable, yet ever-expanding heart.
Ah, fine, have it your way. Just don't make me vomit.
Fenyx faced the monster, ready. The monster attacked.
Oops.
I'm nearly there, little one. We have so much to talk about.
Whoever or whatever you are, you don't scare me.
Get shit on, Mikros, yeah. Folded and put away. I think this game does have, like, extra challenging world bosses you can kind of find. Maybe I'll try.
When the thief
Just for that. Just for the gamer of it.
I thought that it would be a jar with the god of winds on
Try finding a few of those.
in it.
Well, I just want to extend my gratitude to everyone in chat for sharing about that sort of thing. I think you all are exhibiting a wonderful amount of emotional intelligence, and I appreciate that. ADHD people can be capable of extreme productivity when we're hyperfixated. At least that's my experience. Huh. Yeah. You know, there was someone in chat a while ago, and I wish I remember who. But they were basically talking about team dynamics in terms of the types of tasks that people excelled at. Whether it was repetitive tasks or like structured tasks or more volatile tasks. My mind is drawing a parallel there, even if there is not one. But I do understand that. I feel like often, like, I'm really good at repetitive tasks, but I kind of flip out if I stay there too long. Sheesh. I guess aside from Demo Disc, which, like, Bruce made, I did GTA and the podcast for, like, years, and it's just the same thing every week. Mostly because, like, I was pretty good at it, and other people thrived more on the volatility side of it, I think. So it's an interesting dynamic, especially when it comes to, like, finding out how people work best. Super focus only comes once in a while. Is it remotely predictable? Can you, like, do anything to induce that state? I'm not asking for the sake of being like, how do I find and exploit someone as maximally efficiently as I can? More like, if you know you got to put your foot on the gas for a very specific amount of time, is that like a weird little mental superpower you got in your pocket? maybe I'm being way too flowery about talking about it. Oh, you take stimulants? Okay, that engages it. I mean, I don't mean to hypersimplify, but doesn't that do that to some of, like, everyone reacts to stimulants that way to some degree, right? Gotta feel it. The hyperfocus comes when something is recognized by your brain as enjoyable. Oh, interesting. So, you know, it's like your brain is dying of thirst in the desert, and then you find an oasis, so you just go in and like scrape every last bit of enjoyment out of it you can get. It really is based on what the person finds interesting. If they don't, you can't focus on that well in it. Ah. Huh. This is really educational. Because I've seen these behavior patterns happen. Or rather, maybe that's too strong. But I think I've observed these sorts of things occurring. Sometimes these medications will have entirely the opposite effect when used on someone who isn't needing what you're trying to give them. Oh yeah, notice that too. That's really fascinating. Sometimes I think, trying to think how to phrase this. I think sometimes the behavior we see on the internet, and especially some of the bad stuff, is potentially the result of hyperfixation of people, you know, people whose entire world are a thing, and they depend on it for a certain feeling they can't get anywhere else. So, that's, to me, that explains some of the intense reactions you see in fandoms sometimes. And that's different. And I feel like the way people talk about it, they're assuming that they're like perfectly, what's the word, like neurotypical individuals, and just being like, just stop that, that's bad, and like appealing to people's sense of morality. And I've for a while now come around to the idea that it's not really morality that causes some of these behavior cycles. It's something else. I don't know why I'm in here. I'm in the smoke room, baby. Obtain the west piece by completing the observatory's constellation. I have a nice cocktail of ADD, anxiety, and depression. I'll hyperfixate till I squeeze all enjoyment out of it. I'll get anxious thinking about said activity, then fall into a pit and no longer enjoy it like I used to. I will actively avoid something I enjoy because there's so much pressure around it somehow. I have I have found myself doing that, of not diving into things that I know I would enjoy, because I almost feel like I have to save them. That makes any sense? That doesn't sound like quite the same dynamic, but I've been a little bit baffled by what I choose to do sometimes. I think, Ferret King, it may have been you, just asked, why don't you watch good things? Like, why do you... That's kind of why. Sometimes when it comes time to make a decision, I could choose, like... I could consume art with craft, but I frequently don't want to because I'm like, I don't think I'm ready to like feel things. I don't know. Sometimes it baffles me too, but to some degree I don't really question it because that's the part of the inscrutable part of myself that I'm fairly certain doesn't hurt anyone. So I'm like, it may be weird, but if it's not hurting anyone, what does it matter? Like I don't have to sweat that part of it too much. I don't think. It just makes people confused by your personal decisions, which is justifiable. Same way about media? Yeah, I think part of it too is just being what's the word? Starford choice. What's up? Ooh, thank you very much. Ooh. Thank you, Steph. Thank you for cooking. Steph made food. I feel like we all have a little bit, of many different disorders, so you might not have ADD, but nobody has a perfectly balanced brain. Yeah, that's for sure. When I came to embrace that, you know, we're all a little bit, I don't want to say broken, because that's the wrong way to think about it. I think we just, what's up? Oh. I think it's more like we all have knobs that are turned to random things. And that creates like different noise. It creates different music in your head. You can figure yours out. That's complicated enough, but trying to figure everyone else's out. Sometimes the way people act online, I don't understand why they have to be so mean. Man. Makes me wonder if they are deliberately doing it to be mean or troll because it's the internet. Then again, even people offline, people don't have to say such horrible things to each other. You could have held your tongue and not ruined that person's day, but now you made them feel bad. Yeah, that is an uncomfortable dynamic for sure. That comes from a lot of things, I think. I think for some people it's like control and power. That feels good. And if you want to go one layer beneath that, people usually seek that to what's up? Ooh, fancy slippies? Oh no. Guys, there's food and high quality king slippers ready for me. That's the dog on a leash effect, also road rage. What's dog on a leash effect? Just like acting out because of, I don't know. Like control and power, just gotta find a way to attain both. I mean, be an absolute shithead to somebody online. Then you've done something. You've bent the wheels of fate in your direction. King slippers, yes. King slippers for a king, which is me. When I put those slippers on, I become king. Wearing comfy, high-class slippers is king shit. That's what I'm saying. Better go get them slippers and foods. I wanted to play this a little bit longer. This is a fun video game. Another struggle with ADHD is how effective self-medicating with drugs and alcohol was for me. Mixed with my lack of impulse control, that gets really dangerous. Yeah, that makes total sense. I can feel the alcohol thing a little bit. There's definitely like there's just noise. There's tension all the time. Like low level. Like one rubber band around my head. But alcohol takes it off. And it feels really good for a while. But that's what it is. It's like self-medication. Sorry, random, but is this just knock off Breath of the Wild with mythology? That's the easiest way to describe it. Yeah. Which shouldn't be taken as an insult. Breath of the Wild is not an easy game to make. And it's a real honest attempt and a really good one. At least so far. You know, I haven't played it for hours and hours and hours, but I dig the vibe. I dig the cartoony energy. I think the mechanics are all really on point. Like the jumps feel good, combat feels good. The like timing of the parries and the dodges is it's fairly wide, so it kind of feels it makes you feel like you can pull off some cool stuff pretty quickly. I guess if you have a kind of a baseline with it's almost like Sekiro style. Sekiro has made parrying sexy again, and I love it. Very here for it. It gets really good once everything opens up. Yeah, I think I played that, like I played the first act in a preview session, and I was pretty impressed. And then it was like open up. Okay, now you can go to the next zone, because this is just one of like 5 thematic areas, right? This is like the verdant gardens of, I think it's meant to represent Aphrodite. There's like 5 areas that represent various gods. I wonder if it'll let me look at a map. Let's find out. That looks like a map. So yeah. War's Den, Eternal Spring, Tartarus, Forge Lands, the Grove of Kleos. So yeah, I'm just in this stupid tutorial area. Oh, I guess the Eternal Spring is the actual like first zone. That's right. Let's make you want to play Hades again. Oh man, me too. I kind of dropped the ball on Hades.
As Fenyx continued his journey, he couldn't help but wonder if his story would one day be told amongst the stars.
Oop. Yeah. Come down here. Are there headshots in this game? Let's find out. I mean, it did 35, but it didn't seem like I hit the head. Maybe? Yeah, okay.
Hermes always says the stars tell stories, but I don't get it. It's like I can't read.
Somehow that doesn't surprise me.
I can't break these open yet, right? I actually think I got stuck here for a beat. Okay. Time to go find some orb. You can buy a Finn and Jake skin for real money. Yeah, if I get into this game, I would not have a problem doing that. But there's a gear layer to this game too.
I wonder if there's a way to break through it.
Do you How far into Hades did you end up getting? I did not get the true ending. I got 8. What? I got 8 clears. Why would you tell me to do that? Huh? Can you not grab and pull? Is that not a thing? I guess I gotta come from behind then. Yeah, looks like it. See the Hades and God of War fan art posted by Raf Grassetti? Yeah, I did actually. With like Kratos coming up. That was really nice. That was really cool. Trading card? What? Oh, Spider-Man. Hey! Oh, thank you for winning a trading card. It's a bag full of cards. And I give them away. Alright, streamer Zonked, you know it. Thank you for capturing my attention. And what card will you win today? It's this one. Shasha. Wait. Shasha. Wait. Shasha. The Chun-Li card from Street Fighter Alpha 2. Let's see what we got here. Okay, well, I'll just read it down here then. Like so many of her fellow warriors, Chun-Li has been drawn to the Street Fighter tournament by tragedy. Seeking to avenge her father's death, she stalks M. Bison and his Shadaloo underlings, searching for the crucial evidence she needs to bring them down once and for all. And a little bonus for you, a little gamer top tip. There's some moves there. So next time you're on the sticks playing Street Fighter Alpha 2, you bust out these hot moves. Everybody gonna be oohing and cooing around that arcade. Let me tell you, people gonna getting ladies batting their eyelashes. Who's this hot stud? I'm assuming gender, but actually no, wait, it still works. Okay, so Spider-Man. Let me take this down. You can either whisper me your address now. Don't put it in chat. Don't put it in chat. Or I will whisper you later. And I will drop that into the mail. And you will have your card. A card that you rightfully earned by stacking those channel points. I'm going to use the restroom. I'll be right back. But again, let me express my gratitude to you guys for talking about some intense subjects, but sharing. That's what I love. I feel like I'm learning about other people's experiences in a great way. So thank you. All right, I'll be right back. And yes, it is actually. I did do it to support the U.S. Postal Service. To get ready for this. How's it settling in, by the way? Ooh. Ugh. Has the birds, have they landed a little harder? I recall at the time, I roundly rejected calls for a Bert emote. But perhaps Perhaps the time has come to revise such things. Maybe slamming? Excellent. Transition always lags the stream for me. And like, so Mitch, in like an annoying way or in a stupid, interesting, dumb, fun way? If that makes any sense. Oh, right, I have to get the orbs. Right. So this is where High's Day might get a little embarrassing. Needing to solve simple puzzles. Like pushing it so the orb drops, instead of thinking that I have to pull it. Yeah, it might be more that kind of thing. Actual garbage. Thank you for the sub. Oh my god, you just pushed it. That looks really pretty. Oh, the galaxy. A galaxy in a marble. Oh. Wait, shit. Shit! Oh, it's up there. Why did I do this? I do recall you thought Bert would be a flash in the pan, but you underestimate our juvenile ability to latch onto things. Well, more like, well, there's that for sure, yes. The staying power has been surprising. I think it's more the,
Looks like I'll need to solve this to get to the missing wing piece.
You can't solve the stars. The stars.
the bitifying of.
At least that's what a seer named Miss Cleo once told me. And
Sorry.
I won't tell you what happened after that. But those stars were bright.
She stole your money.
She did, yes. But I turned her into a juniper berry. So overall, not a bad night.
Good old Zeus. That makes Zeus real fun-loving. More that it's like a recurring thing now. Breath of the Wild did this puzzle first. Really? Making a constellation specific. I do remember constellation-based puzzles. Well, that's kind of neat. The ground texture has like a almost like brushwork. That's nice. That's a cool texture. It's weird because the game doesn't really have much of a sort of painted look. But that does, and it works pretty well. We tried peanut butter whiskey. No. But that is jogging a memory for some reason. No, but that actually sounds delicious. I could see that being really, really good. How do they make it? Do they just like blend peanut butter in there? Or like peanut oil or something? Sounds awful. I'd try it. Oh. I see. I see. I see what you did there. I mean, I didn't say I wouldn't try it. That's fair, fair. At the end of the day, it's still whiskey. Why did you do that? Okay. How to get orb? What does this do? Why would I ever want to close that? Oh, okay. I thought it was the other one. Crunchy peanut butter whiskey is cursed? What? That's just sediment. Blech. I can't imagine, like, mixing something crunchy other than, like, ice with alcohol. I feel like you'd never want to chew alcohol. You want it to, like, roll over your tongue, but I guess, like, maybe there's, like, Jell-O shots. Yep. Alcoholic truffles? That's a good point. That's true. Yeah, the alcohol in there kind of helps bring out that, like, cherry sweetness. That's true. Alcohol does mix with desserts really well. Never mind. I take it back. There are, I guess I'm just thinking about, like, straight whiskey, man. That's gonna be crazy. Yes, I fully take it back. Huh. Oh, hey, Nikki. What's up? Belated birthday? Well, thank you. I had a very good birthday. It's impossible to have a bad time when you're drunk and watching Batman Forever. Remember I said that. Oop! Shit. Oh, hey, Doctor. I emerged from the other side of listening to 109 episodes of the Magnus Archives. I am now lost and without purpose and forget what it's like to talk to people. Remind me, friends. That's crazy. Yeah, I was just thinking the other day it's been a while since I've heard from you. That sounds like a really intense project. Shit. I don't know if I can do another one. Nerg. Nerg. Ooh, that doesn't feel intended, but whatever. Does Steph enjoy watching the 1313 films? I think she humors me. And I love her for that. I don't think, left to her own devices, she would pick that. That said, she also has trash that she enjoys that I would say is about equal in quality. I think the line, she kind of draws the line at Neil Breen, justifiably so. I think those movies are also far more creepy if you're a woman. I hate to say it, but damn, it's true.
To the Golden Isle, in remembrance of my greatest success and my greatest failure.
Oh, you're emerging from a fog. Well, glad to have you back.
Icarus. These are the great Daedalus' wings. He must have built everything here too. All these temples. I can't imagine losing a son like that. What it does to you. The wing piece recovered, and Aeolus' jar back from Tartaros. Now, to find that stranger at the top of the observatory.
I'm not crazy about the brain stuff either. Yeah? Is it just like too bad or uncomfortable?
Daedalus' faulty wings did that.
And where is Daedalus now? I see. Silence.
I'm sure Fenyx will find out eventually.
What is THC Tuesday? It's the day when we all collectively enjoy my invention of consuming cannabis while playing video games. I came up with that. That is a stream idea that only I have and only I do. So if anyone else takes it, I'm going to sue them. I'm gonna sue the shit out of them. Holy shit, man! I can't wait. Really. I might just do it for fun anyway. Yeah, trademark pending. Haven't really filed the paperwork on that one yet. I think I Googled it the other day, and I didn't really read like any of the results, but from the there's that little blurb beneath the top link there. Somewhere in there it said something about how if you just say it out loud, if you claim it, it's yours. So that's what I did. So wait, why is there a 4? Does it like unlock new abilities as I level up or something? What's that all about? What's that all about? I saw that before too. Yeah, it's on something else. It says more stamina chunk. Do I want more stamina? I think I probably want more health. Armors. How do you... Okay. Oh! Definitely more of a sword person. Ah. The gear in this game doesn't really work like action RPG stuff. That's good. I'm kind of tired of seeing a big number that doesn't really mean anything get bigger and bigger. Is this sponsored? No. Super not. Actually, I should take that back. I received this game from Ubisoft. So it is sponsored in the sense that I didn't pay for this game. But it is not sponsored in the sense that I'm not getting paid right now. So.
thought you said you were preparing something.
I'm on PC. Yeah, Morbid.
Preparing for you to return. You got the wings?
Yes.
Not really good as new, but what is?
Something new?
You have the jar, right? Get ready to open it.
Why did that sound weird?
You deceitful thief! You thought you could escape me?
You stole something from that thing?
I told you, it's a problem.
Tweed delivery boy. You do not deserve the crown you were given.
We'll take you down, Typhon! Just like before!
We? There is no we. Not anymore.
Fenyx! No! Open your wings!
I can't!
I have you now.
Hooray!
Okay, we need to get to safety.
Is he bad? We don't know yet. We don't know who the villain is of this piece.
Monster!
Typhon.
I'll see you, Nitro.
Not
Thanks for talking, by the way. Appreciate it.
Oh, you have no idea. Gotta get to the Hall of the Gods, then...
Well, hey, Six Sons. Good to see you.
Ready to fly?
These were Daedalus's wings. The Daedalus, the great inventor.
So?
So, they didn't work right and killed his son.
You'll be fine. Just don't fly too close to Helios. And also don't try to go to the bathroom during turbulence. You should make it to the mainland without crashing. Probably.
You literally robbed me, and now you're saving me. Why?
I didn't follow most of what the Oracle ran through. But if the prophecy is on the money, hero on high, you're the only one who can stop Typhon from remaking the world.
We don't even know if it's about me.
For someone trying to help everyone right and left, maybe you should accept help once in a while.
What are you talking about?
Fate's alive. How is the Winged Herald supposed to provide aid when you won't let me?
With the Winged Herald's aid? Wait, Winged Herald? No way! You are...
Hermes, I like telling half-truths, playing tricks, and taking long runs on the beach. Now, can we go, please? The other gods need our help.
Other gods? You mean all the stories are real?
Something's wrong with your face. It's doing that slack-jawed thing again. Fly to the Golden Isle. Meet me at the Hall of the Gods. I'll be waiting.
And with that, Hermes disappeared.
Why did he run off like that?
Fenyx gazed across the narrow band of sea, at the peaks and valleys of the Golden Isle ahead. The long path to his true destiny.
Yeah, here comes that title card, baby!
Wait, that was just a pro.
Fuck yeah.
He's about to jump. Be quiet and listen.
The best goddamn thing in the world. This is living, you guys. This is it. This is it. Yeah, credits and late title card. It's the best. So yeah, now it becomes more of a Breath of the Wild. Sorry, there were a couple of questions about the game during the cutscene and about my high levels. I would say my slonk level is maybe a 5 or 6 out of 10 at the moment. Still articulate. Still have clarity of vision. Absolute laser focus. Gaming skills akin to the Mighty Panther.
Majestic form of a wild.
And then somebody else asked if oh,
Says
I gotta get a horse.
If Fenyx wanted to tame the beautiful beast, the mortal would have to...
Yeah. Okay, somebody else was asking if the weapons break. They do not.
Because I don't want to scare it away.
What are you on? Because can I have some?
Weapons in this game aren't really like that. You have more like... It's more like you get 5 or 6 weapons. It seems like. And they just have fundamental properties. So you're not constantly cycling through weapons that you pick up and break. Panthers aren't very good at gaming? How dare you? Panthers are good at everything Panthers decide to do. Yes. I got Ubisoft Connect XP. And I leveled up. And earned a unit. Great. Never in my life have I felt so validated. Where are you going? Horse is gone. Shit. It's like glowing things. Horse gone. Alright then. What Breath of the Wild but without the weapon degradation sounds like a description that would sell a lot of people in this game. Maybe. I insist that weapon degradation is vital to Breath of the Wild's mechanics. But then I also acknowledge that the way that it's important is probably not a way that most people care about. Like, people were cool with the games like Skyrim and like Borderlands, where you don't really change your weapons very much. I just like that it kept you reactive. Kind of like Doom Eternal. Like, you can't... Oh, shit. Maybe I should beat this guy up. Yahtzee had a good point about weapon degradation being missed in this game. It's an important mechanic. Some games treat it like a tax on your money. You just have to, go to repair. But in Breath... sorry, I've done this lecture before. But, I have to spread the good word. In Breath, weapon degradation meant that... It meant when and how you use your weapons. Way more important. And also... I don't think the game properly explained that it's a mechanic that helps you. When weapons break, they do a critical hit. So you can just, like, bash 3 or 4 weapons down to where they're flashing, pocket them, and then when you're fighting a boss or something big, you just bash that shit around. Because critical hits also usually ragdoll enemies. So you can, like, critical hit, switch to a weapon, hit, critical hit again. And that's like a technique that you just don't get in games that don't have that mechanic. And it, like I said, it makes the planning phase more interesting. Also, there were like fights that I got into where I just straight up burned through my entire weapon collection, and it had that epic, like, knockdown, drag out fight feeling that just doesn't really exist in many games, where you've got to use everything you've got. I like wandered into one of the combat arenas kind of early. And that was pretty cool. I should Breath of the Wild was that the reward for exploration was breakable loot. Yeah, people want things that you pick up to have permanent value. That kind of came from the shrines, But you're right. You would do this whole thing and get, like, a fire sword. In the right circumstance, a fire sword is extremely valuable. So it is a good reward, theoretically, but it doesn't feel like it when you pick it up. So I get that. After a while, I just kind of started, I stopped worrying and loved the bomb. I went through the cycle enough where I was like, if I picked up a good weapon, my reaction was, oh good, I'll probably use that soon. If I find a Wizrobe or some shit, like, it's just way easier to deal with them if you have the right kit. So, it was worth it, and once I, like, trusted the system, I found that you get weapons at a pace that's totally fine. To some degree, I wonder if the game is even kind of like Resident Evil-y about it, where if you run low on swords, it like finds a way to get them to you, but it kind of didn't feel like that, which I also respect. That's one of those, like, you know how when I was talking about the beginning of the stream, talking about where the bumpers are on your gameplay experience. Something like Resident Evil 4 is really cool because it keeps you on edge, but it usually like pulls you back to center by dropping more items if you're falling behind, kind of thing. Brilliant system. It's one of the reasons I think people really, really love that game. But something like Breath of the Wild, it's kind of nice to feel like there's no safety net. You do have to do the prep, and if you run out of swords, that's on you, kind of thing. I think that also may be why some people didn't like it. It implies that you might have the horrible situation of being in a fight you can't win because all your weapons break, or that you might have to go farm them at some point. Like, those implications, I think, ring in your head more than the reality of them happening. Trying to remember what it did about degradation, because I feel like he's a specific thing or type the whole game. The Master Sword, it does not break. I think it, like, loses power, but then it recharges. So, once you get the Master Sword, you always have a baseline too, which is kind of the point. Once you have the Master Sword, you don't need to care. Then it's just about what you want to hold. Then you have to drop stuff. Like, that's not fun either. No one likes having full pockets in a video game. But the alternative is that other things don't work. Like, there's no value or there's no interest in the decision of carrying something if you don't have to give anything up for it. The answer is always yes. It should be in every focus group for game design. See, I can't remember when I'd said it, but my goal is to become a spec reviewer. I want publishers to hire me to play their game, but there are game designers who do that. It's utter. Never mind. I take it back. It's pretty pretentious, I think, to assume that I have some insight on games that professional designers do not. Like, that's someone's job. I think sometimes, as a player, it's tempting to think that the experience you're having was a shot in the dark, or that they were mixing some chemicals in the game that came out was an experiment. I think often more times game developers know the experience they want to create, and they know how to tune the game mechanics to fit that. So what you play is not an experiment; it's a pretty targeted dart throw into a demographic.
You said this is the Hall of the Gods. Well,
could I send you my game privately to get some thoughts and feedback? Maybe. The scary thing about that is, I guess we'd need to have some understanding about the quality of that feedback or the positivity or negativity of it. Like, let me know how. I guess what I would be terrified to do is to give negative feedback about something and have it be out of line or unwelcomed or something like that. But sure, I'd love to check it out.
Damn straight he was. Imprisoned under a mountain where he could do no more harm.
I got to get back into that kind of shape again.
For thousands of years, Typhon festered.
I'm trying to figure that joke out. He's commenting on his appearance in a different art style.
The heavens. The stars burned through Typhon's chain, and in an explosion of fire and smoke, Typhon burst from the mountain. The gods had wronged and tortured him.
Never again.
He vowed.
This world will be cleansed. The gods will pay.
And so, Typhon sought his revenge.
Destroy the veil that separates this hallowed land from the underworld. Let Tartarus walk among the gods. Trample, devour, and turn these life-false gods to dust. Come, Olympians, brandish your weapons and face me. You have underestimated my power and whirled in your hubris. Go to my unseekable perfection!
Some gods fled in fear, Others stayed to fight. Many were captured. Typhon split them apart, cleaving their essences from them and transforming them irrevocably. In a final, desperate attempt to save their lands, the gods called on the heroes of old, the last warriors who had more than a few drops of God's blood remaining in their veins.
It's kind of like the... what are they called? The Guardians in Breath?
Weak and selfish. Your heroes will exist as shadows of their former selves, serving me forever!
The gods had failed, and so had the heroes.
Yeah, fried coffee. The story is Breath of the Wild Hellenic Edition. I don't know why I didn't know it was that similar. I mean, it's a really good setup for an open world adventure game.
So yeah,
hard to knock it when it works so well.
and losing.
The little puppets.
You are our only remaining hope to restore these lands to their former glory and save the world from chaos. All we have, Fenyx, is you. No pressure.
I kinda lost track of who's who. Is that one with the spiky hair you or Typhon?
Forget it. The vanquished gods need to be reunited with their severed essences to regain their power. And then, together, you must defeat Typhon.
Yeah, Ace very well said. If you're going to copy a game, you can do way worse than Breath of the Wild.
My brother was here.
I think a lot of the similarities just... It's not just like designers sat down and like, we're going to copy this game. I think it's more like they sat down and said, we're going to make this kind of game. And through exploration and testing, they're driven in the same path that Nintendo was for the design of Breath of the Wild. So I tend to think there are just some things that work, like because they're better. And that's why certain things can seem similar. It's because it's the best idea anyone's got at the moment.
The best starting point is to reach the top of the other statues on the Golden Isle, so you can track the missing gods. Find them, and they should be able to help you locate their stolen essences.
I remember
they haven't been themselves.
during one of John Carmack's really long
What's that mean?
keynotes,
Guess you'll
he
find
talked about one of the flaws of copyright was that two equally hardworking, equally talented people could, at the same time, arrive at the same solution, but one gets to own the entire solution just because they were a bit earlier or filed the paperwork in a certain way. Oops. Oh, right. These are all the tutorials.
Not sure. Hades had it delivered. Deposit an offering for the ferryman, and unexpected help could very well arrive. Be careful, though. Argo broke the last gift from the underworld, and look what happened to him.
Who's Argo?
Exactly.
Good point. Am I schmacked yet? I'd say about a half schmack. Yeah? Oh. Oh, I mean, more sword combo seems pretty important. I have 8 skill coins. Is each one 1? Oh, that means I own it. Okay. Alright. Hooray. Oh, they just straight up tell you it consumes less stamina, huh? Ooh, shoot. I should have bought all of these. Crap. Okay, well. Probably climbing. Gosh, I wonder if... Breath of the Wild... the map tracking is really cool. Can I link a cool Razer mask in chat? Yeah, sure. That one with like a built-in microphone and RGB. Yeah, it's pretty neat stuff. Yeah, sure. Hankenstein, thank you for the sub. Somebody might not doing exactly what you're doing. We gotta take it easy. It is beholden on us to take it easy. Can upgrade your god powers. That's really helpful. Is it the same resource? Ooh, more Connect XP. Oh, that's right. You can like play mini games to up your or do you have to spend a resource? I can't remember. Those weights are really cute. Oh, there's a little puppet again.
This is where you train?
Okay, same resource.
gods,
Got it.
No, what a waste of me time. Just cheat using Zeus's lightning to enhance your muscles and stamina. That's what I do.
You're an inspiration.
What's up, Olive?
I get that a lot.
Io live. Oh, it's lightning bolts. I don't have enough lightning bolts. This is where you spend ambrosia. Thanks for doing your part to take it easy for us all. Yes.
Ambrosia is
I know that everyone else is working very hard in very dangerous areas, and here's the problem.
Enjoy the ride. One time, Athena downed that whole
Ain't nobody chilling anymore.
destroyed the entire Greek fleet.
It's throwing the energy of the universe off, so I gotta chill 3-4 times as hard as somebody else.
Guess you just had to be there.
Many of my relatives were. They died.
And I told Athena not to do that. But did she listen? No.
Yeah, Raphael, I played Hades. Damn, I love that game. I did not, to my great shame, I have to admit I still have, wait, what? Oh, I only have 4. I have to admit I still haven't gotten the true ending. I was gonna do it on stream, and then I got distracted. I can't remember what, so I gotta pick that back up.
Festus's forge?
You're cute. Try not to impale yourself on anything.
But Fenyx wasn't listening. He was drawn to the forge by a hidden force. The adamantine he'd gathered, calling out to be reshaped.
Someday we'll all chill again. Okay. Interesting. That's an interesting way to do it. Oh, I like that. I feel like that kind of gets to the heart of the matter. Like, rather than making non-breaking, well, that's kind of where it has to go with like unbreakable weapons. I feel like anything else is just illusionary. It's so much better than this like treadmill of garbage swords that you have to dismantle into filaments that then you need 15 million filaments to upgrade your sword again. That's kind of the Assassin's Creed way to do it. Just the gear churn is something I'm pretty exhausted of.
Those are a few ideas for ways to stick it to Typhon. You mortals seem to need an incentive. So, I'll pay you Electrum for a...
Oh, Valhalla did it well? Okay.
And since I'm the god of merchandise...
And,
spend it right here on, you guessed it, merchandise.
Before I get called on it, I know that Breath of the Wild is nothing but gear churn, and I was just talking about how that was good. But for me, I just realized it's the difference between weapons breaking or dropping new weapons with a slightly higher number and then having a bunch of trash fall off. It's essentially the same thing, except you hate the break. Like, you just don't like things that break, but you like things that are better. You like getting new good things. Just realize that.
Ever tried to get blood out of a sea of blood? Now that is a feat.
Pretty good line. What's up, Steph? Steph sighting.
Let me know if you're in the market for anything.
Gotta see all my cutscenes.
Is this where the gods get their dental exams?
What?
No, it's where
Oh.
we rip off our skin to change our appearance.
Oh, okay. Alright, we'll take a break soon.
Huh. Still better than visiting the dentist.
Which is good. I'm gonna eat, and after that, gonna come back with Wolfenstein: The Old Blood, which I think still fits the theme of today. I think, because that game rules. That game is awesome. That game is awesome as hell. Hey, if you are an awesome person who likes awesome games, you should stick around. I was motivated to play it because of today's announcement that Machine Games is making Indiana Jones. That rules. That actually rules really hard, and they're going to be really good at it. So, to give a preview of what that might look like, I'm going to play The Old Blood, which is an expansion, and I guess maybe the one people probably... I picked it because it probably has the least likelihood of people having seen it, and it's incredible. So we're going to see that soon. But I'm going to take a break. I'm going to eat in the meantime. So I'll be away for 20, 30 minutes. Back in a bit. See you soon.